This module is intended to provide CBE staff supporting students with complex communication needs with an overview of PODD communication tools. Participants are encouraged to consult with a speech-language pathologist on available resources that are most appropriate for their setting and students. PODD tools were developed for adults to model the visual language they expect the child to learn to use. PODD vocabulary sets attempt to address the ongoing challenge of providing sufficient vocabulary to meet both current communication requirements and to stimulate further development of language and communication skills. Gail Porter, a speech-language pathologist with the Cerebral Palsy Education Centre in Melbourne, Australia, is the author of PODD. PODD tools focus on the reasons why we communicate, the pragmatics. They present vocabulary in an organized way to promote the flow of a conversation while providing access to a large amount of words by using dynamic displays. The ARCH acronym is used by Porter to emphasize the desired long-term outcome of PODD, or any AAC tool for that matter. By immersing the student with complex communication needs in interactions that demonstrate the use of the communication tools, the student will in time learn how, when, and why to use those tools for their own communication. They will be able to say what they want to say, to whomever they want to say it, whenever they want to say it, however they choose to say it. There is one primary implementation strategy used with PODD books. Adults model the use of the tool in all communication interactions. It sounds easy, but it takes effort, planning, and perseverance. The opportunity to be truly immersed in an environment using aided language is rare. It's challenging to do. The aim is to create a language learning environment with more balance. From just talking to the students to increasing the use of the students' communication tools by all adults and communication partners. There are a variety of PODD books available. Specific versions are chosen to meet the current and expected communication and language needs of the student and the manner they will eventually interact with it. Based on the student's current and projected ability, a book might be chosen based on its overall size and the number of symbols presented on one page. Some students who are just learning how and why to communicate might be able to handle a larger physical book, but require only a few select messages to start. Each book can be customized to best meet the student's needs. PODD tools were made using picture communication symbols with Mayer Johnson BoardMaker software. Learning how to navigate in the book is sometimes tricky, but an important part of your learning. Pragmatic branch starters and category or section names are two main ways to navigate. Operational commands, including oops, go back, and turn the page, are also used. All of the PODD books are organized with similar features, including predictably associated vocabulary, subcategories, activity, and topic-specific pages. Consistency in features allows growth between books while reducing unlearning and relearning for everyone who uses them. Direct selection means the user directly points to a symbol or series of symbols with their finger or some other pointing device. Group books. The aim of the group books is to increase the ease for the adults to use aided language, to model and/or support students' understanding of general routine messages used in class, early childhood program, or intervention group. Adults focus on modeling earlier acquired communication intents with the available symbols. This could include attention seeking, communicating to request objects or actions, to request information, to reject, to protest or complain, to respond, to acknowledge, to inform or draw attention to something, to comment on an action or an object, or to answer. Think of a 2-year-old with typically developing language and communication skills. Why and how do they communicate? With the Early Functions Group Book, model only the general intent of the message. I like this. It's time to go. It's not necessary to model a symbol matching everything that is spoken. The group book with expanded functions has the symbols from the Early Functions version and provides a large amount of extended vocabulary, so we can be more specific. Let's do something else. Go for a ride. In the train. Let's go for a ride in the train. Fluency is the ability to find and use the symbols easily with minimal pre-planning. Fluency comes with frequent use and practice. The next few books are intended for the student to use, while the adults continue to model, of course. The symbols in the 9-location Early Functions book are limited. Adults continue modeling, pointing to symbols while they express common, early communication intentions. Mine, help, more, stop. These pictures represent the words, but we can use the words for a variety of reasons. Announce, I'm here. Ask, do you have any paper? Ask, do you need help? State, it's my turn. Complain, how much longer? The 9-location Expanded Functions book has us continuing to model the intents, but provides more extended vocabulary again so we can be more specific. Here's a quick look at a few pages from the Direct Access books, as they provide more language by presenting more symbols on each page. We go from a simple message of let's do more using the 12-location Early Functions book to a very specific message, you, blow, more, big, bubbles. You blow more big bubbles, using the 12-location Expanded Functions book. The 16 and 20-location books provide expanded vocabulary for students who require more words while understanding category and topic organization. The author of the PODD books provides these hints. We find the first time working through the message, you need to say the mechanical path. When you get to the last item, you say the whole social message. The first part of talking is teaching the navigation and the organization of the tool. The second part of talking is modeling the social message. I have something to say, more to say. I'm asking a question. What are we going to do today? These next PODD books present even more language. Sometimes they feel a little easier to use because they more closely match our spoken English language. Adults can still point to a symbol that represents the message's intent before building a sentence, if this is a skill that the student is developing. Demonstrating. You are telling something. Demonstrating asking or making a suggestion. The 2-page books require less back and forth to and from the front of the book. Core vocabulary, pragmatic intents, and categories are available within every section. The 100+ complex syntax book is intended for those who need all forms of words, grammar, and a large vocabulary. These next few books locate the main navigation index as a side panel, which is then accessible from all page openings. This setup supports conversational topic shifts from any page. However, it might be more challenging for students who are mobile, as the side panel increases the overall book size and may require support. The 48 expanded word 2-page opening with side panel. And the 90+ complex syntax book. Here are some more author-provided hints for modeling with the 2-page opening PODD books. For students who also have visual and/or auditory needs, PODDs with high contrast picture communication symbols are available. And for students with physical challenges that do not allow direct access by pointing, a few alternative access PODDs are available. PODD vocabulary sets can be available on speech-generating communication devices, including iPads. PODD sets currently available are best suited for individuals who are able to point to symbols on the screen. Adults continue to model the words and how to move around in the entire vocabulary set on speech-generating devices, just the same as with low-tech communication books. Our purpose is to model to teach words in everyday interactions and to model how to use the tool. The following video shows the 15-location PODD on an iPad. Watch the symbols change as I make symbol selections to communicate the message suggesting that we play Toy Store.
I have something to tell you. Let's pretend toy shop.
This video shows the 60-location PODD on an iPad. This vocabulary set offers extensive vocabulary, grammar, and symbols to introduce a wide variety of pragmatic intents.
I have an idea. We can go out to eat for your birthday.
If you are interested in any PODD tools, or if your academic program includes teaching language and communication to your students, collaborate with the speech-language pathologist. They can help provide the tools and help you and your team learn more about how to use them. Focus on communication interactions throughout your day. Build AAC habits. You should be able to see their communication system. Be sure to have a team approach. Do small things to build your skills with the communication system. Model the communication system within all regular activities. Adjust as you need to. Check out some or all of these resources. Remember, to edit and print PODD books, you need the board maker and PODD software. Communication is a right, not a privilege.